George Washington, America's first president. Hello, boys and girls. This is your teacher, Miss Schwan, and I've created a great video for you on George Washington's life. I hope you enjoy. George Washington was born in Virginia in 1732. When George was young, he loved to ride horses and play on the farm. He also loved to go fishing at the lake by his house. When young George didn't have to help his parents on the farm, he liked to read books and go to school. Young George Washington also loved to explore the stars at night with his brothers. When George was 11 years old, he had to leave his family farm and move to Mount Vernon. His father had passed away. This was a very sad time for George, but he did fall in love with Mount Vernon. When George was a teenager, he joined the army in Virginia. A few years later, George met Martha Custis. They fell in love and got married. George and Martha settled in Mount Vernon. George helped Martha raise her two children, John Jackie and Martha Patsy. After George Washington married Martha Custis, he was sent into battle to fight the British Army. The King of Great Britain, King George III, was demanding all the money from the United States. George Washington felt that this was wrong and wanted to break all ties from Great Britain. George fought George III and his army and won. He won freedom for America's first 13 colonies, now what we call states. After the victory from Great Britain, George Washington also helped write the Constitution of the United States of America. These were new laws that would be put into place for the 13 established new colonies. Many people consider George Washington the father of our country. He was a great leader, a kind man, and people loved to listen to him and follow him. He made a lot of changes in the beginning of our America. We would not be where we are today without George Washington. After serving 8 years as America's first president, George Washington retired in Mount Vernon with Martha Custis, her 2 children, and their 2 grandchildren. George Washington was very, very happy to be a grandfather and to enjoy some peaceful times before he passed away. Here are some fun facts about our first president. Our first president had fake teeth made of other human teeth and elephant tusks. He loved eating pineapple and ice cream. He was tall, 6 feet and 2 inches, and he had big feet, size 13. He snored very loud, and he also loved hound dogs. Today we are reminded of our great first president. You can find him on the face of a quarter, the base of a dollar bill. Washington, D.C. was named after our first president, George Washington. In the center of Washington, D.C., you can see the big needle in the sky we call Washington Monument in honor of George Washington as well. In addition to Washington, D.C. and the monument, you can also find statues of George Washington throughout our country in honor of him. George Washington's face is also carved in the side of Mount Rushmore. Every year in February, we honor George Washington for his birthday and all the wonderful things that he did for America. Happy birthday, George Washington. We honor you.